How do I convince my patients to stick to a treatment? How can I step up my game to increase retention? I bet you've been asking yourself these questions for quite some time, but today I'm gonna give you one of the best tips you can use to retain your patients. Hi, I'm Leah, content creator and part of the marketing team of GSP, a one-of-a-kind patient generation solution for chiropractors who want to grow their practices even more. Our mission ultimately is that to help you grow, and that's why we're creating this kind of content too, because we know it can be hard to find solutions or to understand what to do to keep improving your practice. So if you don't want to lose any tips, because we're going to be posting a lot here, make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Now let's fast forward and start talking about this tip. Let's put ourselves on a patient's point of view for a second. Imagine that you go to a chiropractor for acute back pain. You obviously need a treatment, and we know that we need to follow that treatment to get better. But here's when things can go differently. Let's see two possible interactions with two different chiropractors. The first doctor just hands you a pre-made instruction sheet and gives you very briefly comments about it, like you need to exercise and you need to do a diet because weight loss can mitigate the pain, and then come back for checkups. Basically, do this and call me kind of approach. And the second doctor begins by telling you a story of a similar treatment that he had with another patient that worked well. Did you see the contrast between these two interactions? Which one will help you stick more to the treatment? What the second chiropractor did was telling a story. Good storytelling can go a long way. It helps to connect the needs of the patients to a solution in a more realistic way. The information given by both doctors was basically the same: weight loss for improvement and checkups. But with the storytelling approach, the patients are more likely to stick to the treatment given, because it gives them a realistic solution while also establishing a trust relationship with the chiropractor. But how do I tell a story, you may ask? As a doctor, you already have the background, the training, and the experience needed to get storytelling material. Now, let's just structure that into a good story. First, you need to construct. Organize the way you tell these stories so they are easier to understand, and always keep in mind the message you want to transmit. Then have a structure. Stories need a beginning, a middle, and an ending. Skipping one of these might give your patient a sense of confusion, and we tend to listen more to the first and last words we hear, so make them memorable. Tell just the essentials. Keep it short. An extensive story might get the opposite outcome. Go for clarity and emphasize just what you and your patient needs. Add a splash of drama. A good story needs conflict. It's more interesting to hear a story when there's a challenge or a problem that gets a solution. Tell real stories, even if they are not real. Just by identifying times, places, and connecting with people's circumstances and touching feelings, you can make a believable story. Now, we're not saying that you should lie, but sometimes we forget parts of a memory, especially if you treat a lot of patients in a month, and it's okay to fill those lost parts with something that helps. And finally, begin your story with the end in mind. If you know where you want to go, the beginning and the middle of the story are easier to organize. Now, I know it might be difficult at first, but with these tips and a bit of practice, you'll be improving the engagement and retention with your patients in no time. Now, remember that better communication, understanding, and compliance are the results when you give a message that resonates with your patient's needs. And that's it for today. Tell us what would you like us to talk about in our next video. We are open to suggestions. Leave a comment down below.